Hey everyone! So I just posted my first Instagram live yesterday or the day before about our new arrival, the trailer, and I was in the mountains and now I'm on the beach. Hey guys, thanks for joining. Hey Reuben Miller. What am I doing here? And why did I have dolphins posted on my story earlier? You guys probably thought I trained horses. Hey guys, hey everyone jumping on. Hey Trey! I gotta come back to Virginia. I miss you guys. So what am I doing on the beach? And what am I doing with dolphins? This all makes sense, I promise. So, to kind of start from the beginning, a lot of horse training is based on negative reinforcement. Doesn't mean it's bad, okay? It's just one way we can use reinforcement. So there's two types of reinforcement. There's positive and negative. And again, negative doesn't mean bad. Think of it as a subtraction sign. You're taking something away to reward your horse. In positive reinforcement, you're adding a stimulus to reward the horse. So with negative reinforcement, that's most commonly like the release of pressure. Hey everyone jumping on. Hey Alana. So you're putting some sort of pressure on, that's a stimulus, and then you're taking it away to reinforce the behavior the horse is offering. So if you go to apply pressure on both reins and the horse stops, you immediately release, you're rewarding the horse. So if your horse stops with his head way up in the air and he's bracing, the moment you give those reins, you're reinforcing that behavior. So that's why it's important to keep pressure on until they're giving and soft to the bridle in some way, even if you have to break it down more. So anyways, every time you release pressure, you're rewarding your horse. That's negative reinforcement. Now, positive reinforcement is the addition of a stimulus. And a common stimulus that we add that's reinforcing, that's a primary reinforcer to the horse, is food. But here's the downfall. Because there is a lack of science in the way that we go about using food to motivate our horses, sometimes we see it being used and it doesn't look good at all. And it's not safe. The horses are mugging the person and things like that. So over time, I think that positive reinforcement training has gotten a really bad rap in the horse industry. And it's not because that the motivator itself is bad. It's not because food itself is bad. It's because we haven't figured out how to use it properly. Not everyone, but just I think in general, we as a horse industry have a lot to learn about it because it is a super effective tool. And as I'm training and specifically rehabilitating previously wild mustangs, way harder than starting one out fresh, rehabilitating them, that is much more difficult because the horse has had a strong reinforcement history of behaviors we don't want to reinforce. So there's a lot of undoing. And also the zebras, they don't have as much motivation as a horse would. They're really big on conserving their energy for a time where they really need it, unless there's like a strong motivator there. So especially with rehabilitating these mustangs and working with the zebras, I really started finding kind of the limitation of only negative reinforcement based training, the release of pressure, natural horsemanship, whatever you want to call it, okay? So I felt like I kind of reached the limits of it, and I really wanted to learn how do I add positive reinforcement as a tool, because I know there's a way to go out using this tool that's effective. With all that, that is why I am now here on the beach and I am training dolphins, because the marine mammal trainers have perfected the system of positive reinforcement based training, and they use it as a science. And from the marine mammal training community, they've been very willing to share their knowledge with other types of animal trainers, including dogs. So like clicker training with dogs, that originated from the dolphins. So the click is, and I'll talk about this more later, but it's a bridge stimulus to tell the dog the exact moment that they did the correct behavior. With dolphin training, it's a whistle. So anyways, it's really interesting. So I have decided to come see for myself, experience firsthand how positive reinforcement can be used. I've already been using it quite a bit with my horses, and learning kind of as I go from other horse trainers, dog trainers, things like that. But I really just wanted to take this time to do very thorough research and experience it firsthand with the dolphins, and also just learn more about working with another kind of animal. I think we can always learn more in that way too. So, hey Kansas Horse Council! See who all is on here. Yeah, say hey. Where are you guys from? Where are you listening from? I don't know. Is your view as good as mine? This is pretty amazing. I think what I'm going to try to do, and this is pretty ambitious, but what I'm going to try to do is get on here every day, like at the end of the day, because I'm actually doing this for 10 days, which is cool. I'm going to miss everyone at home, but I want to just get on, and even if it's just something real quick that I tell you guys about what I learned that day, I want, you know, my plan is to learn all of this and then bring it back to you guys, whether it's in one of the courses that I'm doing or our online Facebook group or whatever. But this is a way I feel like that I can just share it with you guys as I go. And it also, you know, when you teach it to someone else or you explain it to someone else, it helps you learn at the same time. So anyways, I'm gonna try to give you guys a little tidbit on here each night when it's over. The other thing too that I wanted to share is that the place that I'm working at right now is really big into building appreciation for these animals by the encounters, by the animal encounters they provide. So when they do a show with the dolphins, or you do a dolphin encounter, a sea lion encounter, or whatever, people are literally able to see that animal firsthand, and not only see it, but go up and touch it and like look into its eye and like feel, you know, it's the hair, the skin. That is so different than watching an animal through a cold screen, okay, like through an iPhone or through a TV. And if we really want to build appreciation for our environment and to be stewards of this earth that we all share, I think it's really important that we all get some sort of encounter like that, whether it's growing up in our childhood ideally, or whether it's later on, or we're at least providing that for our kids. It's so important to build that first-hand appreciation for these animals and meet them and learn about them, and things like that. Like, it was funny because we were watching the show, then I went out to lunch and they had plastic straws in the cup, and I'm like, well, now I've seen firsthand the animals, right, that I'm, you know, ruining their habitat by drinking out of this plastic straw. Like, you know, it's things like that. It just puts it in a whole different perspective and really builds appreciation. And my grandfather, and then I'll wrap this up, but my grandfather was the director of our local zoo when I lived in Indiana, Grandpa Shambaugh, and he had zebras and buffalo and everything else in his backyard. He was a crazy guy. So that's kind of how I got into the zebras. But he was the director of our local zoo, and that was his vision. His vision was, let's get these kids and these people in contact with these animals to build appreciation for the environment that we're sharing with them. And that's what I do with the Mustangs and with Xena, right? When we do the Meet the Mustang show, people can come up and pet Xena. I mean, how many zebras can you touch? Honestly, she might be the only one in the world that a stranger can come up and pet and get their picture with and get a zebra selfie. So anyways, I hope that, you know, one of the pieces in the work that I do is to hopefully carry on my grandpa's legacy. I'm not gonna cry. And his vision in that, it's so important. So anyways, I hope you guys are having a good night. I'm having an awesome time here. I'm so excited to share with you guys what I learned. And thank you for watching, and I'll hopefully see you guys tomorrow with some tidbits that I'm learning from the dolphins and about positive reinforcement training. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye.